Hey guys, welcome back to the Phantoms Fanatic YouTube channel. I know I am a bit inconsistent with the schedule from the fact that this review is supposed to come out in October and it's past October. Here's the thing, I've already recorded this review, but the problem was the footage got corrupted, so I couldn't show it in the actual review. So that's why. But this film, Vampires vs. the Bronx, released this year in 2020. The best way that I can explain this film is that it's an 80s film. Like, the plot is like these group of kids in the Bronx are, kids, and then real estate agents are coming in and sucking up the Bronx houses and stuff like that. And the houses, the real estate company is apparently vampires, and then the kids have to try to stop them because no adults believe that vampires are real. But eventually the adults do believe them, and then you get a film that is very entertaining and also is not subtle at all. So let me describe the good things I like about this film. I like the kid actors. I will say that these kid actors are very good, and they have really good chemistry together. And I thought it was pretty funny. There was actually like a couple of moments where I legitimately laughed out loud, and a film that can do that for me, I'm very entertained. It's also very stylized, which is something that I like a lot about this film, is that it uses style in such an interesting way and uses music that doesn't match and sometimes does, in my opinion. But other than that, I really enjoyed this film. It just reminded me of an 80s film, so I just turned off my brain and enjoyed it. But I do have legitimately problems with it, is when it comes to the stuff with the vampires. Because, first of all, these are like middle school aged kids, okay? And yet they need vampire rules to be explained to them. Not like the complicated stuff where it's like the stake kills them to the heart. Like, every kid knows that stuff. Or silver kills them, a crucifix kills them. Every kid knows these things. I knew it when I was like 6. These kids who are in middle school should know about this. And it's a very Stephen King-esque story. They even have a kid reading a Stephen King's book in this because it's an homage to Stephen King books. But I get that. You're supposed to give homage to stuff like that. Another problem with the vampire stuff to me is that the effects done with the vampires are not very good. Because whenever the vampire faces show up, they just look like Lost Boy vampires, and it just looks like worse versions of makeup like that. And they do the stupid speed whoosh pan thing to show that they're super fast and stuff like that. And in my opinion, I think it's just stupid, and it actually makes the film seem a lot more worse than it is. But then other effects in the film are horrendous. Maybe probably because it's a Netflix production that they couldn't really get a lot of good effects, but other Netflix productions have good effects, so I don't know. But whenever vampires get stabbed and they turn into ash, it just looks horrendous. And I understand visual effects artists, maybe they were rushed and stuff like that, but it looks like 90s effects. They're watching Blade in the film, and the effects for the vampires disappearing are the same effects used in Blade. Anyways, moving on. But I'm guessing the reason why they explained to the kid, what kills vampires is he writes it down in a thing, then it's a montage of, flipping to the different thing, then going to get it. I liked that. It's a stylization that I legitimately liked. And then there's the knockoff Snapchat girl, which was funny and wasn't funny. It more seemed like stylization than trying to go for comedy, but I enjoyed it. Just other notes that I have is that very subtle with the fact that all the vampires are the only white people in the film, I'm pretty sure. Sorry if I'm a bit, rambling with this one. It was literally a month ago that I watched this, and I have notes here, but going off of memory and stuff like that. Yeah, and then there's, like, the fact that it proves it's an 80s film is that the love interest for one of the main characters, of course, knows all about vampires because she was growing up like that. Like, and then she's joining them in the second half of the film, which, yeah, that's how these films kind of go. Also, there's a priest character in this who is very weird, because he's like, I will keep my eyes on you. Like, he seems fucking creepy and like a pedophile. Oh yeah, and then the mogul for the real estate agents is like an Italian guy, just like, hey, yo, what you doing here? And I'm just like, that just make me fucking laugh, because it's like, an Italian vamp man, blah, 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 I want to suck your blood. Oh, I don't find myself funny. And then he's convinced not to be a vampire because he'll be the other vampire's bitch. Like, really? Oh yeah, and then just Lost Boys rip-off stuff. They find them hanging upside down, and then they stake two of them, which the vampires in this, at like the climax, die really fast. Like, one dies super quick, another one dies super quick, and another one dies super quick. And like, there's the four vampires, okay, and then you have another one who's bald and has a beard, and he does not look like he fits in at all. And the person you expect to be the head vampire is obviously the head vampire, because she's the only other white person in the film. Sorry, spoilers. And then the Italian vamp man apparently is doing this so he gets to turn into a vampire, and then he's convinced by the kids to not do this because you'll be their bitch for eternity. And I'm like, maybe I can see that. But then he just gets fucking killed anyways. But no, even though this film is not subtle at all, it is still very enjoyable. If you just turn off your head, accept that it's like an 80s film, it can be legitimately entertaining and funny. It's just I have problems with the vampire stuff. Yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe down.